All right, let me just get us live so this way we can start streaming. I'll let you. We're going live now. I keep the noise to a minimum.
Hopefully the kids don't come in. They know not to.
It's all right. It happens. All right. Just give me a second. It could be streaming right now. Just give it a minute to catch up. All right, there we go.
I got it. Got it. I think I'm good.
Oh, where'd we go? I really hate when this page does this, but we are live on Facebook right now. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right, so here we are, live and local on Facebook again. It's Wednesday at 1 o'clock, and today we're sitting with Jeff Malillo, who is a West Milford native now, and he owns a company called Icon Construction, and we're going to get right into it. So, Jeff, how did you get involved in construction, number one?
2003, I have an advertising marketing background, but I got involved in 2013. I saw some opportunities to get involved with some heavy commercial work. I think it was a Starbucks we started with, and Joe's Crab Shack, salons. Just a good stronghold in commercial, while we were always good at our residential. Addition.
So how did you get? You went from advertising and marketing, and full disclosure, I know Jeff for a lot of years. We worked at the same ad agency at one time. How did you make the leap from being at an ad agency to building Starbucks and commercial properties? Like, what was that leap? Was there a transition?
It was knowing how to communicate with people in the advertising end, and being a people person, and then being background of an artist, can build, put together a whole platform, and then sold it to commercial national GCs. And then me being more of the project manager, the supervisor, it was a nice fit, because I wasn't your typical contractor that would shut down when they're at a job. I was always there. I was always, a phone call, come to the job site, and then make sure everything was running very smoothly.
So how did you get your first project? What was your first project that you worked on?
It was a Starbucks in Rockland County, off of Route 59. I think it was in Nanuet, which has built up over the last couple of years. And we had to do a trenching for underground, like a pipe layout for plumbing.
So it wasn't really anything cosmetic. It was more like.
No, it was. We really started heavily with the masonry end, and then grew it into from ground up.
But my question is, how did you learn about this stuff?
I had people around me that were really good, so we partnered up and we made a move. Mine was, handle a lot of the everyday communicating and project management. And then I had to, my workforce that would actually do the jobs.
So fast forward a couple of years later, and you're doing projects all over the country at some point, right?
Yeah, we actually went out to California, and I had to do 22 Sbarro fit outs. The Sbarro pizza, it was like a turbo oven. You had to redo all the sneeze guards. You had to go in one night and have the whole place cleaned up and ready to go for the next morning, in malls everywhere. So I started in Tijuana, basically, and went all the way up to the hill country in California.
Wow.
We did it in 12 days. We did it in 12 days. We did like 21 Sbarros. And got back on the plane, and basically sold all our tools before we bought the tools when we got there, and then put them on Facebook and sold them, and got back on the plane with a little bag. And
that was like a military operation, the way that worked.
Yeah, they said there's probably nobody else. This company was from Syracuse, so they didn't have anybody on the West Coast that they could trust. So they sent out Icon, like team of like Navy SEALs. We took, 2 carpenters and me and like a foreman, and we nailed it. So it was good.
Wow, that's kind of interesting. And then you had to get, what about, so you were kind of like a subcontractor of a contractor, or?
I always started off as, yes, a sub of a national GC. So they would have big jobs. I would bid on them for masonry and carpentry part, and then they would handle the mechanicals. And we would come in there and keep the job going. And then they actually asked me, could you do the supervision and project management on the jobs that you did? So we did the Queen Center Mall. We did the Joe's Crab Shack on a level D site from dirt. The only thing we didn't do was set the red iron. The iron workers came in, they set the structure, and we built off of that.
So you're doing that now for about what, 10 plus years, maybe a little longer?
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm assuming you had to go as you're going and learning, you had to get certain certifications or qualifications, or
OSHA certifications. Absolutely. Yep.
what does that entail, OSHA certification?
Classes. You got to, sit in a class, and it's all about safety. If there's a 2 men on a lift, they have to be harnessed off properly, scaffolding, everything. Or they'll come and they'll find you. So I would have to make sure that.
I'm assuming that job that started you at Starbucks is the one that kind of kicked it off, and then you got referred out, recommended, referred out.
Well, yeah, it was that specific GC, loved the way we handled things. And we were just, I probably did 9 of those dry bar salons for Ali Webb. It's a blowout bar. So you'd go there, no haircuts, they'd style you, and, we would fit out, we'd go into Manhattan. There was like 15, I think, in New York and Westchester.
Wait a minute, hold on. They don't do hair, they don't cut hair, they just blow it out.
Right, you go there, it's for $50, they just style you. So if you have a wedding, you have a night out, you would go in there, you'd sit in a chair, and there was a wash station. They moved from the wash station to the bar area, and then you would pick out what product you want, and then they, with blow dryers and curling irons. About half hour. Yeah. That was a good run, because we were, the stuff that I, experienced was pretty cool, because I would have to go in there and the wash stations would have a problem and we'd be fixing them, like literally under the stylist would be,
They're working, you're doing work.
Oh yeah, you'd have to do it. You couldn't have wash stations down. So I would get an emergency call and I have to shoot from West Milford into Manhattan and be working on a sink or literally under their legs, basically, like
big emergency.
Yeah. So to them it was.
Yeah.
Well, because you had women waiting and they wanted to get their, getting your nails or your hair done is important, right? So
yeah. I guess that you become that resource, and that's how you built your business over the years.
It was always about the communication. Was always the feedback I got. They're like, you're just not the usual typical contractor that comes and then tells me he'll be back and then doesn't come back, and then it's a fight. So,
or comes in, gives you a quote, you give them a deposit, and you don't see them for weeks.
Yeah, that's even worse. Exactly.
Okay. So now you're making the leap now into doing some residential.
Well, we always did residential, and we always did kitchen, baths.
Okay.
Attic levels. We've done it. It just seemed like the commercial was very, it was lucrative. It was hot then. So we're looking more towards building up the residential side again. Not that we stopped, but we do site work too.
Everything. I mean, grading work and everything. You mean?
Say again.
Do grading work and grading.
Yeah. I went down to Loudoun County, Virginia, and I was there for 3 weeks on a job, and I did an entire biopond with special plants and everything, and I had to get approved from the county at a veterinarian hospital. Yeah, we do vet hospitals. I did eight vet hospitals last year, all over Philly, New Hampshire, Boston, Braintree, Massachusetts,
Wow.
all over.
Wow, cool.
Lowell. Yep.
And you're
Hudson.
going to be, and again, full disclosure, Jeff is actually part of our Realty Executives Elite Homes organization. He is our preferred builder, construction person, consultant. So that's the reason why I'm interviewing him as well. This is a new venture we got involved in the last couple of weeks. But we want to draw from his experience with our clients, so on. You get a little like weird noise on your camera over there. You okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
You good? Getting like a whistling for some reason.
Let me just turn this off.
That's all right.
Go ahead.
All right. So Jeff's going to be getting more involved. He's working with some of my agents as well on some projects and some of our clients he's going to be working with. But Jeff is also, for you people, Jeff, you hold a record. Tell everybody what you hold the record for.
In 2019, obviously I'm a avid hunter, and since 2005, they brought back the bear hunt in New Jersey. So since 2005, I've been really, concentrating on, harvesting bears. Obviously, we have a bear problem in the state, and especially in the Northeast up here. And, if you tried to go hunt deer, put out any kind of food, or it was just a problem. They were just being overpopulated. So I really concentrated on bear. I've shot quite a few trophy deer, and, everything we shoot, we eat, obviously.
And some people are hunters, some people are not. Up in your area, there's a lot of hunters, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Right. So we got into, I got into really honing in my bear skills and shot a lot of bears, shot a couple trophy bears, some Boone and Crockett bears, but none like the one I shot in 2019. It ended up being the world record with a bow in everywhere, Canada, in the world.
Do you have him there?
Yeah, he's right here. Yeah.
In Nutley, we don't get to see a lot of bear. Well, is that the actual skull?
That is the skull. One in a million, one in a bazillion. The only one that scored this high with a bow and arrow.
Wow! And that was up in was that in Kinnelon?
That was in Kinnelon. Yep, Kinnelon, New Jersey, and I have a full body mount of it, and he usually goes to the Harrisburg show, but we're not taking him this year. He has his own trailer. He gets to go he's been to Reno, Missouri, Illinois. He goes to all the big shows, and I just have to tag along. So.
Hold on 1 second. Sorry, my phone was going off there. All right, so yeah, so you're a construction company. You handle a vast array of projects. You're also making a lot of noise with that right now.
Sorry.
And you're also an avid hunter. So there are a lot of people out there that are avid hunters. That's okay. Some people like hunting, some people don't. It all depends on what you like to do. But there's a skill there as well. You gotta have a certain skill in order to do it. Like I couldn't just go out, grab a bow, and start shooting at bear. I'd get killed. So let me see. What else can we talk about? I mean, your company's thriving. You're getting more involved in residential. You have a background in commercial. So what's the best way for somebody to contact you?
I like telephone. I like to speak to clients or prospects and
What's your phone number, Jeff?
201-321-7574. Icon Construction.
Is there anything else you want to add to this? Because this is going to be posted on Facebook and going on YouTube later.
Just give me a ring, and I'll try to accommodate you best I can, and just looking to really hone my area around the Northeast here and kind of stay a little more local these days for the family. Yep.
All right, guys. Icon Construction. If you have any questions, reach out to them. Jeff, just sit tight for a minute, and then
Yes, sir.
I'll get back to you.
All right. Thank you, Matt.